Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Joey. Welcome back to another video here on my channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys two meta Bronco Prime Incarnon builds that I enjoy using in 2025. Now, this is an Incarnon weapon that does have a small clip for the damage that it puts out. I don't really mind the small clip. It does so much damage that, in my opinion, doesn't really matter all that much. So what happens is when this weapon gets its Incarnon form, it gains range and the bullets will ricochet, which is very nice. The first evolution we go for is on 50 energy spent. We will increase the base damage. So if you're playing a frame that you have high expense energy ability and you're running negative efficiency, you get 3 stacks of this off like one press of your 4, which is really, really nice. So that's always really solid synergy for this. So I like to go for this. The other one is you get projectile speed if your sprint's higher than 1.2. If you're running Paretos, you can use this. Otherwise, you don't really need to. Here, all preference, you get weapon recoil reduction, accuracy increase, or magazine capacity. Base magazine capacity, this just helps in getting the Incarnon form up. So I go for this. It gives you extra 2 shots. So I like that. And then for the final trait here, we decide to go for full crit weighting, as this weapon gets 44% base critical chance in the Incarnon form, which is very, very solid, and it has fantastic critical damage weighting. Now, the critical damage is 3.2x, it's just showing 4.4 because I have Tenacious Bond on currently. Now, the other ones are 2 multi-shot at base, or you get 80% ammo efficiency when enemies are within 6 meters of you. So if you want to do something funny with those, you can, but today I have 2 builds for you. This one is my flat corrosive build. I've taken this one to level cap before. It's very, very solid. You're legitimately hitting a 7.9x critical damage multiplier with Tenacious Bond. You're hitting 133% critical chance before you stack galvanized crosshairs. And then we have a corrosive heat setup. Plus you have your other 2 galvanized mods here for your additive CO. Plus you have your multi-shot stacking here, CC plus CD. Really, really nice. All of it scales really well. Be solid enough base damage at 4,600. This weapon also has 14.9 multi-shot. This is damage per projectile. Don't forget that. So this weapon has 14.9 multi-shot. This is before we stack the next 120% that we get from galvanized diffusion, which will make this go up even more, which is very nice. I don't have this formula heavy enough to put an X-list slot on here, but if you guys want to do that, so be it. I would recommend you go for projectile speed, as it'll increase the fall-off range. So I'm going to show you guys how this works right now. I'm not going to show you it buffed or anything with myself buffing it with primer or my frame or anything like that. Just my companion's out here, just because he's here with me. So don't mind that, let him be. You can see the damage that this thing does. I mean, I can kill off the whole wave very easily. You can see the ricochet, how the ricochet works. It's hitting all these extra enemies around. You see all those extra numbers that are getting dished out. So it definitely does solid on account of the ricochet. Now, when you actually have enemies primed up and like you have your galvanized savvy stacks, like with any shotgun that's flat damage focused Incarnon, it's going to be a little annoying to get the Incarnon charge up. But if you could just get fresh enemies out in front of you with no stacks on them, it's not that bad. You can get a nice headshot and all your damage will actually count. So you can see we do damage like that. Now, if I prime these enemies up a little bit, you can see that the weapon can do things like this. You can see the ricochet will actually kill more enemies because they're primed and they're taking a ton more damage from the ricochet, which is very, very nice. This weapon definitely does a ton of damage. Like I said, I'm only priming it. I'm not using any weapon buffing. And the primary Frostbite 40 stack, you see that is on my primary weapon, so don't think that's for my secondary. And you can just see this thing it really does a lot of damage. It's got so many pellets that can dish out damage. I really enjoy using this for like single target focus, high level content. Very, very fun. So what I have for you guys next here is this one is like kind of the fun one. This one has merciless gunfight, so we get the punch through, we get extra critical scaling. We go for flat blast on here, which is going to actually work very well with the ricochet. We go for Pistol Elementalist to increase our status damage. Then we have Galvanized Diffusion for multi-shot, our additive CO, CC, CD. We're not going to be red critting on this build. We're just going to be orange critting with it, which is totally fine. Still going to be doing a ton of damage with it. Now I'm going to showcase this guys to you without any priming. Then I'm going to showcase it to you with priming. And then I'm going to showcase it to you actually with like a weapon platform in front of it. So with no priming, it does take a bit longer to get yourself going. I am still running Deadhead. You can see now I'm getting my Deadhead stacks. Now you can see that the stacks are up. Now it's starting to do a bit more damage. And it's actually doing nice AoE values here. And this allows for this weapon to be a little bit better with the ricochets, because the ricochets are going to be putting out more blast for you, in turn proccing blast more often, doing more AoE damage, so it's a nice synergy with it. And you could fire it fast. I'm just firing it slow like that because I was just aiming at their heads. Now I'll show you how it looks if I actually prime them up. And keep in mind, it's just my Galaxian, so it's legitimately just like a corrosive and magnetic and cold. So you can see all those enemies just died from that one shot. Like, you know, so when you prime them and the enemies are actually weaker around the main target, since the bullets are ricocheting, it actually will do significant damage to all of them. The weapon has high base damage, so the weapon, the blast damage will scale really well because blast damage scales off of weapon base damage. So yeah, this is another really strong option that I like. So whichever option you guys think is better for you, I would definitely say give a try. I can show you real fast what this looks like. Why am I can show you how this looks now, actually, with like Gauss weapon buffing it with stacks up, with thermal transfer and all, and Zataz up. I'll show you how this actually looks now. I'll see if I can get the Incarnon charge up without killing everything. Very nice. And now it's pretty much just get your stacks up. Now my stacks are up. Now I'll show you how it looks with a full group. You can see just with Blast alone and Zataz, it does really, really nice stuff. The Ricochet is really, really solid on it. And with Gauss, it's going to do a ton more damage. Now you can do things like this. You can prime them all up, and you can blast them. Now my Glax did a ton of damage because my Glax has Blast on it. But you can just see this thing is really solid. It does a ton of damage. It's a high pellet shotgun. High multi-shot shotguns are always going to be able to do really funny things with Zataz. So this is something that I would definitely recommend you guys go out and give a try if you don't have it. If you see it in the weekly rotation, you have all the other options, and you want to try out a new Incarnon, go for this one. I would highly recommend it. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Leave a like. Please subscribe. And thank you guys for watching.